Real balance.
Politics is a game of fear. Those who do not have the ability to frighten power elites do not succeed. The platitudes about justice, equality, and democracy are just that. Only when ruling elites become worried about survival do they react. Appealing to the better nature of the powerful is useless. They don't have one.
Fear, a very powerful emotion. And that is where we're at today in America with our state of politics, which is basically a game of fear. Why fear? Because fear is one of the two most potent weapons against your adversary. Fear puts them in a state of inactivity, of frozen, can't move, not sure where to move, afraid to move. Because this country is really at a precipice right now that many people just seem not to be aware. We see what's going on currently in the political realm, where the ideology of certain people goes to the point of extreme, where they will go ahead and do very dangerous things towards other people. And this is because what has happened is the rhetoric has been raised up to the point where these two sides are so hungry for this power, they will use whatever tactics necessary in order to gain that power. As I done told you guys before, the masses are just chips. You have to realize this, because nothing ever truly gets done. And one of the two main issues that they're using right now to put fear into people's hearts is, and it's on both sides, they're using fear. One is with abortion, Roe versus Wade. So the liberal side is claiming that you give the Republicans more power, they're going to try to reverse Roe versus Wade, and women will not have the freedom to have choice as to how they want to go about whether they want to have children or not. The other issue is immigration. This is the major one, and the fear is that if you allow immigrants to come in, from the conservative side, they claim that if you allow these immigrants to come in, they're just coming in to kill and destroy and harm Americans, and we need to stop that at every turn. And the Democrats are saying, oh, well, these people are downtrodden, they're fearing for their lives, they need help, we need to help them. Well, there's a middle ground here. Both sides have some validity, but see, they're not trying to bring balance to this scenario. They're just trying to apply fear into the American people in order to get the votes. Because there's a middle ground here. There's a way to allow certain people into America for the opportunities that are available here. But there's also a limit and a process of how these people must come into America. Because one is many of the resources they will be needing. Americans got problems right here in America with satisfying their own people, especially in many areas that are downtrodden right now where they don't have the resources, and these are Americans. So like I said, there's a fine line here with all these things, but no one wants to try to really bring any type of real equitable solution. What they want to do is, like I said, raise your emotions, get you angry and hot and bothered so that you can run out there and vote for them. But in all reality, nothing really changes. And what kind of country you could live in where when one side gets in power, they flip the country to this side, and then another side get in power, they flip the country to that side? How can anyone progress? No business operates like that. No business would operate from the point where each new person would come in there and change the core way of this business. The business has a mission, and whoever they bring in must carry out that mission, not come in and start changing all kinds of things on their own arbitrarily. This country, like I said, we have to get woke to really realize that we're being played, and this is what's going on. And like I said, this game of political fear into our hearts, they just said, it's no good side. If there was a good side, then you would hear someone say, for the good of all Americans, this is what must be done. An equitable solution. And when you put forth an equitable solution to people, reasonable people, they're going to be open to that. But what's happening is no one seems to be reasonable anymore. Is either I am hard left or hard right, and you know, either you give me what I want or you know, damn be the whole goddamn country. As far as they're concerned. Because what has been passed, what legislation has been passed recently to do anything good for this country? Nothing. Because what has happened is this stagnation. Like I said, when this election is over, truly it will not be any real progress. Because no matter which side that wins, the other side is going to do everything in its power to stop the other side. And the side that is in power is not going to want to hear anything the other side. They're going to bum rush through whatever it is they want to bum rush through. And this is why we'll keep having this division in this country. The people on the right are not all that bad. These people have fears or concerns that may seem the way they're going about it is wrong, which it is. But some of their concerns need to be addressed in order for this country to realize that we have to hear what all Americans have to say. Okay, so what we really need to do as American citizens is start demanding that we listen to or don't follow or push your political leaders into bringing forth equitable and fair solutions. Because once you make an attempt to do that and hear where the other side's at or their feelings are on a certain issue, and you're willing to listen to that and kind of look to bring some kind of compromise, like I said, reasonable people will understand where you're going with that, and they'll support that. But when you just want to dog the other side out and say whatever you got is all golden and good and that side is stinky, when people know in all reality that's just not a fact, then they're going to kind of resent you, and vice versa. So when a real intelligent individual, man or woman, comes forth and put forth equitable solutions, like I said, that's the key word, equitable, where someone could say this is pretty fair. You know, no one's going to get everything, but hey, this looks like this can work. And then we move on. When you get stagnated, like I said, having this country get ripped apart for two issues that can be easily solved, immigration and abortion. Those are the two that's being used right now as the major fear tactics. You know, fear of immigrants coming in and taking over the country, which is foolishness to think that. Or that they're going to take away a woman's right to choose. There'll be an uproar in this country if that ever tries to happen. And remember, whatever's in the Constitution right now, we as the people have a right to amend that Constitution. So if someone wants to read it in some particular way, some Supreme Court want to come down on some particular way on some wording in the Constitution, then we go look to amend that Constitution to fix that. Because we're the people. This is our country. We got to learn, y'all. This is our country. We need to take responsibility and taking hold of it. And it takes all of us to start talking reasonable. And so when I put these videos out here, that's what I'm looking for. People that are reasonable and want to come back with some more of that reasonable stuff back to me. And we start getting a bigger conversation going to where more reasonable people come. Because I know in all reality, this country has more reasonable people than these extreme ones. It's just that's what's happening now is even the moderate ones are getting radicalized because they're starting to feel like one side is over getting it. And if they get all the power, then I'm done. So they get into fear. Like I said, fear. It's the key word. Anyway, y'all, that's the end of this video. Like I said, I'm going to keep reaching out, throwing out what I know, what I see, what I hear, what I feel. And take it from there, right? Peace. If you're looking to bring a more balanced America, subscribe to my channel, and let's keep the conversation going.